right, welcome back to the Studio 76 podcast. Finally, we have named it Studios and Dungeons. It only took us 2 full episodes to name the podcast, so good job on us. But we eventually got there. And unfortunately, today we have said goodbye to our previous cast of Kobe, Will, and Herminia. And today we have a new cast. I am still Grayson Moon, the podcast manager. I'm still dungeon mastering this whole campaign. But with us, we have some new guests. So we will just go through and introduce everybody.
Hello, everybody. This is my voice coming out of my mouth into the podcast microphone. The voice you're hearing is not the voice of God, although I've been told otherwise. I work in sound. I'm being really dumb right now. Anyway, my name is Rachel De Herrera. I am the executive operations manager. I like sound. That's my shtick.
All right. Excellent.
All right. And here's my shtick. My name is Mitch Fisher. Some call me Fish. And I am the co-director of live events for Studio. I'm happy to be on.
And hello, my name is Sarah Jo. I'm actually named after a baby kangaroo. That was on the random fact of the day that I just came up with at this very moment. And I am the art director. That's all I got.
All right. Excellent. So everybody here is already familiar with the whole Waldo Trading Guild ordeal. You guys were traveling on a trade commission. Unfortunately, crashed out, sending out recovery teams to recover parts needed to repair the lead carriage. So we will real quick and go over who our recovery team is today.
All right, well, I am a dark curly-haired, Hawaiian shirt-wearing, ale and other alcoholic beverage loving Sandy Amberg, not at all heavily influenced by the film Palm Springs. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Andy Samberg, anybody? But I am an Aasimar monk, which is a choice.
Quite good looking.
Been around for a while, as in Palm Springs, stuck in a time loop kind of vibe going, kind of just indifferent to life in general, chaotic, loving it, don't give a crap. Always drunk. Did I mention drunk? Sorry. Drinks.
Excellent.
Alcohol.
All right, and Mitch?
Love it. So, this evening I will be playing the role of Walken Christopher, who is a cleric halfling. And you're like, wow, cleric, that sounds like pretty sweet. But he's actually kind of quite the chaotic force. So be ready for someone who is ready to spin quite the tall tale.
Excellent. All right, and Sarah?
I decided that I am going to be playing Seth Rogen's cousin, Reth Sogan, who is a wizard. Nothing too crazy, just a human wizard. I like to hang out, relax on the couch, and sometimes throw a spell here and there.
Excellent. So we got a little bit of a chaotic trio here. So you guys have been called together in this meeting by Commodore Finch. He has gone over all of the stuff that we've previously gone over in the first episode. And he sends off the first trio to find the planar assembler. That trio is already arguing by the time they get sent off by Pathfinder Terrence. And then he steps up to you three and he gathers you and he says,
well, we have the next piece that we are trying to find is the phase stabilizer. That is what prevents the carriage from being crushed by the forces of the outside. It would put quite a damper on our expeditions if we are crushed halfway through. Again, we do not know the exact location of it. We can only send you the general location on the plane that we believe it to be. Any questions before I send all of you out?
None for me.
Whatever, man.
Well, I'm just here for the ride.
And quite a ride it has been and will continue to be.
and then he passes you off to Pathfinder Terrence. Pathfinder Terrence weaves the ethereal amulets, which, as a recap, those are little ethereal amulets around your neck. When you crush the bead on the end, that will teleport you back to the plateau where all the members of the Wallow Trading Guild are currently camping out while we're waiting for everything to come back. And then, if you guys are ready, you guys get transferred to the next plane. to find the next piece.
Ooh,
The phase stabilizer is what you're after for this mission.
Phase stabilizer? I am not stable. What kind of stabilization?
But I hardly even know her.
Stabilizer. Yeah.
Huh, that was very funny.
All right. Are you guys all ready?
Yeah.
All right. And Pathfinder Terrence waves his hands a little bit, and then you guys are immediately engulfed in a bluish, purplish light. You guys feel like you're being stretched like pizza dough. And then after a little bit of this sort of strange experience, suddenly it's over, and you are in a completely new location. You look around you, and the first thing that hits you is how bright and hot it is in this new location. You're immediately just hit by this wave of heat. The sun is immediately beating down your skin. You look around, and it's almost sort of deserty around where you are, like a prairie to your south. Not much vegetation where you're at. And you look immediately to the east, and you see what looks to be a small town about an hour's walk away.
Think they got a bar?
Well, we better go and find out.
I definitely need a drink after that.
Yeah.
Think we can extort anyone on the way? Some extortion?
I'll steal their clothes.
Well, we're in for a good ride.
Let's get walking. Walking.
We start walking.
Walking Christopher, one might say.
Yeah, it's walking Christopher.
All
Okay.
right. Well, if we're in the desert and it's sandy, I'm your man, Mandy. I always keep those jokes on me handy.
Oh dear, oh dear.
But I won't get handsy.
This is going to be a very, very long walk.
Well, I'm walking.
So you guys trudge through this desert to this nearby town. There's a bunch of old, beat-down wood frame houses. It's pretty much just one muddy street in this town. There's not much there. There's a couple buildings, not a ton. But as you're nearing the edge of this town, this little halfling in this big hat walks towards you, and he has this what is on him comparatively long duster that reaches down to his knees, but on any of you, apart from Christopher,
That's me.
would probably just reach down to maybe your upper thighs. And as he nears you, he says, "Well, what do we have here? A bunch of strangers wandering into our town."
Actually, I've been here the whole time. You just didn't see me.
He's right.
Let's say roll a deception check for that.
Am I supporting him in this deception role as well?
I mean, probably
I
not.
want to support
You-
Sandy and back up his claim.
Cool. So that is a nat 9 with my... Which modifier am I looking
That
at?
would be deception.
Is deception plus 4, baby. So that is not great. Out of 13.
A 13.
My lucky number.
So
That's my favorite beer quantity before noon.
he looks along at you and he says, "Now I know everyone in this town, and I don't know you. See, I'm the sheriff of these parts, Sheriff Taylor Waters. And you see, I don't much like strangers, 'cause they usually cause trouble. Now tell me, are you the trouble-causing type?"
Oh, I'm not the trouble-causing type. I typically tend to know all the people in this town as well. I think your cousin, Taylor Swift.
In fact, I would say that your town needs us because we're God-fearing people, as Walken pulls out a candle and holds it in front of him.
I may be Jewish, but I'm not opposed to crossing myself here in this town.
We bring the good Lord of the Word, actually.
And please don't check my pockets.
Don't check any of our pockets because we've given all to God.
And he says, "Well, I'm a God-fearing man as much as anyone else here. So
Amen.
if y'all just keep the trouble to yourselves, then this can be a pleasant stay for you." And he walks back down the street, kind of keeping an eye on all of you. And in this town, As you kind of get closer, you see at the far end of the road there is the sheriff's office, which is where Sheriff Taylor Waters is ambling to right now. There is also a saloon which has a sign hanging on it called the Dry Horn.
Hey,
Ooh.
I won't be dry.
There is a general store, what looks like a general store, with another sign that hanging off it that says the Witherbloom and Co. Emporium. Sorry. And then also it looks like a bank and a stable and then a few other buildings that don't look too descript to you, that don't look too important.
Well, I know where I'm going first.
Well, looking
going?
at all these undescript and unimportant looking places, I think that we should make our way over to some drinks.
I don't care about no phase stabilization. I want to be unstable.
And I want to spread the word of God, he says in air quotes.
I just want to play some darts.
If I go lean up against the dartboard and if you can hit a dart on either side of my head, I'll give you $20.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bet's on for sure.
Okay, so you guys are going to the saloon, the Dry Horn.
That we
I
are.
just wink at everybody.
Excellent. So you guys trudge through the road. There are a few people, out on their porch, just kind of glaring at you as you walk by, and you enter the saloon, and it is pretty deserted at this time of day. It's still a couple hours afternoon, so there's not many people around. There is a barkeep standing over on the left side behind a bar. He has a very strong, large beard and a bald head, and he looks at you as you enter and he says,
Ah, welcome to the Dry Horn, my friends. I don't think I've seen you in town before. Please, come have a round.
Don't have to ask me twice.
What kind courtesy in this here saloon?
Do your drinks come with little pink umbrellas? Because that's what I'm really, really fond of.
I definitely want one with the umbrella and the nice sugar rim.
I want a
It's gotta be pink.
little plastic cutlass, some fruit.
You got those fish bowls?
Can I get a charcuterie board to go with that too? Just some grapes.
Also, hi, what's your name?
Yeah. Good sir, we're going to be good friends.
And I think Walking Christopher...
Can I just reach over and just stroke his beard?
And Walking
Sweet
Christopher
baby
just
boy.
wants something that'll burn.
as you guys are approaching, he moves and he hops off of a stool that he was standing on and disappears completely behind the counter, and then hops back up on the stool and has 3 drinks already, and he sets all of them on the counter in front of him and he says,
For visitors, first rounds are free. Come, please have a drink. Welcome to Indigo's Hope.
Am I losing my mind, or did that actually just happen?
Yeah. Tall order, short guy.
Are you sure that's the name of this establishment?
Oh, the town is Indigo's Hope. The establishment is the Dry Horn.
Is... he just starts drinking.
Drink away the shame, brother.
Drink away the shame. As he looks around, is there anything else of notice in this saloon?
I would say at this time of day, not really. There is a fireplace over in the corner, but it's obviously not going right now because it's hot enough already. And there are no other patrons at this time of day.
I'm used to this, though.
As you guys are enjoying your drinks, he leans on the counter and starts wiping it down, in that standard, sort of bartender routine. He says,
So, what brings you all to Indigo's Hope? We don't usually get a lot of travelers around here.
I'm looking for a new waltz partner, actually. Are you interested?
I don't think the height difference would complement that very well.
You can step on my feet. Step on my feet anytime.
Just to check, the bartender is a halfling as well.
he is a dwarf.
A dwarf. And just to verify that, Sandy is a bird.
Sandy is not a bird.
Sandy's
Oh
not
wait,
a bird.
ASMR is
Oh
not
my
a
God.
bird.
You're thinking
My
of an
bad. My bad.
Aarakocra.
I mixed up my A's.
Yeah.
I'm like an angelic god boy.
You're a divine being.
I am. Haven't you seen this Hawaiian shirt? Nothing else can be divine as much as these palm trees.
Okay, so what is your guys' move now? He's just asked you what brings you here. So keep in mind what your mission is. You are trying to find the phase stabilizer.
I mean, with good drinks and good company, I guess we're here for a good time as well.
Well, I'm not sure how well you'll find one out here. There's obviously not many attractions out here, and especially, I'm honestly kind of surprised that you were able to make it into town. We have been terrorized recently by the Greenskin gang, a terrible gang of goblins who are been terrorizing the town in the local area.
That was quite inconsiderate of you to say, my
Yeah, a little
my
racist.
goodness.
Oh no, that's what they call themselves.
And we are living in a 2024 generation, I thought.
Look, maybe it's just you're gonna pull the other two aside and be like, maybe on this plane they haven't learned political correctness yet. Okay, doesn't make it right. So I suggest we get our drinks and we, mosey on over to another part of this town before this guy starts saying something real offensive on air.
Reth sticks his hand out in a fist to fist bump the whole crew in agreement.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, the triangle, the trinity is formed. Boom,
2 Jufros and walking.
walking and walking.
Walking. All right. What is your next move then?
I'm gonna stumble out drunkly with this drink onto the saloon porch and just start moseying about.
Christopher Walken's going to try to stealthily escape the situation by ducking under the bar and then just like scurrying away like a little halfling.
All right, then give me a stealth check.
All right. Hold up. I should be good at this. Actually, okay, we'll find out. That is a 12.
That's a 12 total.
That's a 12 total.
With a 12, we will say that you escape his notice.
Mm-hmm. Just sloshing the drink a little bit. Whoa. I'm sneaking. I'm sneaking here.
Okay, so you guys are back out onto the main road.
there,
What's your next move?
Is there anything shiny about? Anything
Not anything. Everything that you can see is covered in dust.
that's not covered in dust that may be frequented?
Hey, do you see that emporium over there? I wonder if they got any shiny things. You think what I'm thinking?
I'm definitely.
I'm never
thinking what you're
thinking.
Holds out the mug of the drink that burns to clink.
Empty mug.
Reth looks around, going, "I swear I just had a drink right here."
I've got
Clink.
2 empty mugs.
All right.
What do you mean? What drink did you? I don't know.
All right, follow my lead. And I think Walken Christopher is going to go up to the door and cast Thaumaturgy, which, if it's unlocked, should fly open with the very dramatic flare.
That's cute, short stack.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, the door.
Yeah,
the door,
he's a short prince. Okay.
the door does indeed fly open. It is unlocked.
And
So it
we are
slams
here.
open, and you walk into the Witherbloom & Co. Emporium.
How does it look when we walk in?
And inside, it's a pretty cramped shop with a lot of shelves that are just stacked with items. And immediately to your right is a wood elf standing behind a counter. Kind of looks down his nose at you as you enter. Especially he has to look down at Christopher. And he says, "Oh, welcome to the Witherbloom & Co. Emporium. What brings all of you here today? I don't think I've ever seen any of you in town before."
Well, we're here on a mission from God, sir. Hence the power that threw open your front door.
Oh, well, unless God is a paying customer, then...
Well, God's gonna do a lot more for you than money ever will, sir. In fact, he's wondering if you have in your possession a holy item known as I forgot the name.
the phase stabilizer?
Known as the phase stabilizer.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Ooh, wow. I should be good at this. I'm not. Oh, 21.
21.
21.
So, with a 21, you see that when you mention phase stabilizer, he kind of like perks up a little bit and is taken aback, and he's like, "Why would you be asking after such an item?"
Well, like I said, sir, we here are humble servants of a greater power in search of riches, of divinity, and let me say that you will be doing us not only a service, but you would be making yourself a great warrior and helping us out. So what do you say, mister? And he puts his hand out.
Unfortunately, Faith does not pay the bills. So unless you're a buyer, then I have nothing to say to you.
I'm gonna walk over to this sexy wood elf man, just run my little finger up his arm and be like, "What other payment would you take? Fine, sir."
Christopher Walken takes this opportunity
He
to
kind of
sneak around.
recoils his arm away and says, "I only accept cash payments."
Well, I have a lot of cash in my undies per usual for my weekend excursions.
Ew.
Oh, Lord. It's a little wet. Do you want it?
Oh, Sandy. Oh, Sandy.
I told you, as soon as we got to that saloon, there was nothing going to be dry.
I will add that, once again, our little halfling friend is going to try and be, like, all sneaky and, like, try and, like, maybe sneak behind. I assume he's, like, at, like, a podium or something.
And he's like at a counter right now.
Yeah, at a counter, trying, like, duck and, like, kind of move around the counter all stealth-like.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Don't look at me like that.
How's my romance going with Wood Elf?
Bad.
It's a 9.
It's a 9.
Yoice.
So he sees you try to duck away, and he says, "Where is that little one going? I never trust ones that small."
Once again, we are in a different plane, okay? So maybe they just haven't caught up quite yet.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Well, that's just about all I was gonna do. I'm just gonna, you got me fair and square. Put her here, partner. And just like puts his hand out again.
He just looks at you.
Walken's just gonna eye Reth.
Reth walks over and just high fives his hand.
Yay, little buddy.
Oh, thank you. And once again, just looks at the drink and starts sipping. I assume it was a giant thing because he's a little dude. Maybe.
Proportionally, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
I just want to be leaning up against the counter, all sexy, with my like little drink umbrella just twirling in my teeth, just observing, going, little guy got rejected. Nobody can be as sexy as me, I guess, though.
Oh my goodness. I might have to end up striking down Sandy Amberg.
Not Sandy Amberg. Well, good sir. If money is what you're after for, maybe we'll have a talk with God, of course, and he can deliver you a divine gift. What would you think about that?
I take all payments up front. As I have said before, Faith does not pay the bills.
Thank you for your service, good sir. And just probably starts moving towards the door while looking at his friends like, what are we going to do?
I just want to like start snagging random stuff on the way out. Just reaching around.
Are you really going to?
I just start grabbing whatever small items abound.
I have been wandering around, and I'm wondering if this phase stabilizer's out on the floor already, or if it's somewhere behind the door.
From what you can see, you cannot see it anywhere in the store.
What goodies lie about that would interest me?
Interest you? Unfortunately, all of the alcohol is behind the counter.
Oh, man.
So
Well, that's not the only thing to
he does.
life.
He does have a very nice big brimmed hat.
I want the hat.
All right, give me a sleight of hand check.
That's a 9.
It's a 9. So he definitely sees you going for that, and he says, "Hey, put that back right now before I call the sheriff."
But hey, the sheriff is my good cousin's friend Taylor Swift's brother.
But he upholds the law more than he cares about family. Now put that back now before I call him.
All right, fine, but it looks hotter on me, and you know it.
All right. Well, what is your guys' next move?
Defeat?
just go back. Sorry, we can't get the face stabilizer. We're stuck here.
Yeah, I'm too indifferent to worry about money and gods and.
I kind of forgot what we were doing.
I believe there's a phase stabilizer. It's supposed to make our lives stable.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
How about we just try and steal some things?
I like what you're saying.
Because if he's not going to give us information, we may as well take some things from him and force him to give us some information.
All right.
How? What exactly is your logic in that?
Not much.
There's a cloud of confusion. It might be a certain scented tinged cloud.
Hear me out, Reth.
I don't know what you're talking about, officer.
Hear me out, Reth Sogan, and also Sandy Amberg. I don't know why I did that.
Amber.
Hear me out, guys. I cause a ruckus out here. You run in there and get all the goods. How does that sound?
Are you down?
I'm down.
Oh yeah. Here. Just give me a second. Y'all hide. Y'all find a place to hide. I got this. And so, first, step 1, find a hidden spot to cast disguise self. Can I reasonably?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty easily.
Okay, boom. Just so you see our good guy. I keep forgetting his name's not Christopher Walken. It's Walking Christopher. Walking Christopher. He like kind of goes around a corner, curses a little bit at his god to help him out for once, and then transforms into a. He heard the term greenskin folk, so he transforms himself to look like a goblin. And green skin, probably big red eyes, probably like wearing something like dirty looking. And then he's going to run out into the street and cast thaumaturgy again to increase the sound of his voice to be like super booming and loud as he starts yelling in the street. I am what you call a green fella, but in a more derogatory term, and I'm here to cause a ruckus. Somebody better stop me.
Oh dear. All right. First off, mark off a spell slot.
Okay. Spell slot marked.
And then give me a performance check. And we'll say with your thaumaturgy, give me that with advantage.
Ooh. That's a D20. Okay, so it's you said performance?
Yes.
Ooh. Non-natural 20.
Very good. With that, we'll say that the shopkeep runs outside and looks at you, but Sheriff Waters also steps out and pushes his duster aside. And on the side, on his belt, is a holster with a hand crossbow. And he stares you down. And so while this is happening, what are you other two doing?
I am actually talking to the shopkeep, trying to see if there's any way I could, charm him, to give him some charisma, a good boost, and see if there's any way before we make our actual move to see if I can get that shift.
Meanwhile, I am yelling in the streets.
And I'm just lost in thought. Nothing matters, man.
The team synergy, guys. It's incredible.
Giving lots of compliments.
You two are both trying to rizz him up. I love it.
You have beautiful eyes.
Okay, so Sarah, what specifically are you trying to do here? What is your goal that you're trying to accomplish?
It's like a marketing strategy, I'm trying to be strategic,
You are a product.
Yeah.
Selling solar, but solar is you.
Yeah, essentially. Just trying to see if there's any way I can talk him into giving us more information, seeing if he's got the phase stabilizer.
All right. How exactly are you going about that? So he's right now. He's outside and he is preoccupied with this supposed goblin that's terrorizing the town. How are you trying to get this information out of him right now?
Just walking around with him. Anytime he's freaking out, I'm just telling him he's doing a great job. Hey, man, you got.
So right now, what is happening very quickly. So right now is a very limited amount of time to be doing what you're doing. Because right now, Walking Christopher might get shot by the sheriff.
I just remembered that there is some
Forgot about
alcohol
that.
in that shop.
Oh,
And now that shopkeep is wandering about, I may just wander about back in.
All right. Give me a stealth check with advantage.
And gotta explain to me what advantage is.
So advantage means you roll the dice twice and take the higher result.
Okay, so I only took one d20, so 1. So stealth check 19.
19. So, as he's distracted by this supposed goblin, you kind of, as you're looking on the street, kind of just slide behind him and then just slide into the shop. And you're able to get in without noticing it and get behind the counter. And now what are you doing now that you're inside?
Well, we know where I'm going first.
Well, yeah, obviously you're grabbing the alcohol.
I'm equipped with my liquids now. I'm just going to shimmy about, literally. Shimmying about, Saltburn dancing style. The clothes on.
All right, are you looking for anything specific?
I remembered something about stabilization, and I am unstable, but it might be good to settle down. What kind of items would look stable is my question now here.
All right, go ahead and, since this is still somewhat time sensitive, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I'm so smart, guys. That's a 9.
That's a 9. So you do. I'll say that you find something that you think that looks like what you're looking for with that.
Cool. How large of an item is this? Can I fit it with the ones in my undies?
Not that small. You can definitely carry it around.
Yeah, these hands are sticky.
Okay, so you grab it and then you're heading back out.
Before I head back out, what other goodies?
There's still the hat.
I want the hat. The hat's mine now.
Okay.
We know it looks better on me.
All right, so you are now loaded up with all the stuff, and you go back outside. And now we're gonna go back to what's going on with Mitch. So this sheriff is looking at you, and his hands are hovering above his hand crossbow right now.
Yeah, I would say that the moment Watkins sees a potential for danger, he looks the other direction and just starts sprinting away as fast as his little legs can take him. But his voice is also still super loud as he screams, "You'll never take me alive, not green-skinned people. Ah." Yeah, and he just starts running probably through this decrepit, dusty town.
I did forget to bring my stat blocks, so we are going off the top of the head for all of it.
Oh, I'm
so
about to get hurt, guys.
as you're running, he is going to let one shot off at you. So that will be, I believe, a total of 14 to hit.
He doesn't hit!
Oh, nice. So he quick draws and shoots the hand crossbow at you. It thwacks, and the dart spirals through the air and then buries into the ground next to you as you're running away. You successfully escape.
I successfully escaped. I got away with my crime, guys.
Excellent.
And, yeah, the objective is to just run and hopefully find a corner where he can just hold himself up for a little bit.
Yeah. That is, you can do that.
Okay. Christopher Walken's done it again, and he doesn't feel lonely about it.
Okay, so now that, what is your next step here?
Well, I'm gonna avoid letting this elf man, see my hat acquisition. So I probably am gonna follow suit.
Don't worry. The only thing that he's really paying attention to is me yelling at him from the sidelines. Random things. So I think he's pretty preoccupied.
Tell him some good facts about flamingos or something random.
Oh, I got that, yeah. Do you know that they stand on one foot?
They're pink because they eat shrimp.
I don't know where they live, though.
Okay, and so then are you guys going to regroup and go over your spoils?
Of course. I
Yeah.
must spoil my friends here. I spoil everybody.
Walken Christopher would drop the magic disguise and go out and be like, "Wow, did you guys hear that crazy green... I don't feel comfortable saying it, but the goblin? Wow. Wasn't that wild?" Just kind of looking around wide eyes, nodding.
And yeah, I'm gonna say that everybody believes you about that. I don't think that's gonna require a deception check. And you guys gather back together. And Mitch, I would probably wager that Walking Christopher is the most put together and cognizant of this entire group, and so
Now that's saying
you look
something.
at what Sandy found, what he's claiming to be the face stabilizer, and you immediately recognize that that's not the face stabilizer. That's just some big shiny thing.
Well, whatever this big shiny thing is, I get half of it. I almost died.
Can we use it?
No.
I want to try to figure out what this is.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Press buttons, baby.
Is it magical?
The face stabilizer is not that type of magical in nature.
Oh, so it's not worth it. Okay, my bad. Well, now I can see magic, and there's nothing here. So we should probably get moving.
I'm so glad you wasted that.
I feel great.
Are there any buttons on this bad boy, this shiny thing that I can press?
Here, let's all
No.
touch it at the same
It kind
time.
of just looks like a car muffler that you just picked up.
Can I'm gonna hold, if it's a muffler and it's got like a pipe on one end, yeah?
Yeah.
Can I play it like a didgeridoo?
You can certainly attempt to. I don't know if it'll be successful. Yeah, that's about
Guys.
how it sounds.
I am a musician.
You know,
Music was born today.
we might want to take that as a gift to the good old sheriff. I've heard they've had a fright and could use some support. Wink, wink.
Yeah, there was a crazy guy running around. I wonder
Crazy
who took
guy.
this thing.
Crazy guy.
We could be
Wild.
returning some item.
Oh, you're saying the crazy guy took the item and we're returning it?
Yeah.
Oh, here, let me take the lead on this one, okay?
I wonder if the shop guys even noticed it's gone. First of all, does anybody have a really large hat-shaped pocket?
Hat-shaped pocket.
Before we go back, I just wanna put something in it. You don't have to. No worries about what it is, but just
I have a hat-shaped hat.
Can we Russian nesting doll some hats?
I also have a question about the item that we found that looks like a muffler. Does it look damaged in any way?
No, not especially.
Dang it. Okay, that's fine. Never mind.
Or
I
this
have
not?
magic.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, seeing as these weren't the droids we're looking for, I can give it up. It's fine. I can't play it like a didgeridoo. I was hoping.
You know,
I'll
that's
follow
all right.
you.
But hey, maybe if we play heroes, the big guy in there can help us out, right?
I'm gonna unbutton my Hawaiian shirt a little bit just to do the Superman pose, Clark Kent style.
I think we already tried that one.
I can be heroic.
Reth, what are you thinking we do here?
Well, I was just tasting some of those mushrooms over there, so I think the best call is that you said you were going to take the lead on this one?
Oh yeah, because I'm quite convincing if I have to be.
Well, Walken, I think I'm just going to walk behind you. I'm going to follow your lead for a bit.
Then you'll make me feel small.
That is everybody.
So I think the game plan now is to just walk back into the Emporium with the not didgeridoo to try and convince this man that it was stolen by a small green goblin and that we saved the day by getting it back.
Should we
Yes.
go to my
All
good
right.
friend Taylor Waters' brother's cousin's Taylor Swift's friend, or should we go back to our elf friend though?
Do we go to new friend or elf friend?
Because at the Emporium is Reth's new friend, but the sheriff.
The sheriff.
Definitely not the sheriff.
Oh, definitely not the sheriff, you say.
I don't want to talk to the sheriff. But I'll let you guys talk to the sheriff.
Well, what if I talk a little bit to the sheriff?
Here's the muffler, man. I don't care.
And so hopefully the posse can follow Walken Christopher as they pull up to the sheriff.
Reth is holding onto the back of Walken's shirt.
Closed eyes, like they're not red.
All right, and the sheriff you guys see is currently talking to the shopkeep, because the shopkeep is like, some of my items are missing. Somebody stole
a bunch of things for me.
Did you say a thief? Because we happened to catch one.
And he looks at you. And so you're going to attempt to say that you are returning these to him.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and give me a deception check. And with all of this, go ahead and roll that with advantage.
Ooh. I good at decept. I good. Except for this time. 17.
17 isn't good to you?
I guess it's all right. I just like I like seeing the 2-0. I like that.
Well, that is about a 5% chance. So yeah, so that definitely succeeds. You tell him that you're returning this to him, and you find the thief, and he says,
Thank everything. It's good that you found. Is that the only thing that you found from
Yeah,
the?
that crazy, super fast and talented green goblin fellow was quick, but we did get this from him, and it's by divine providence.
It's at least enough. And so
You're
now
welcome.
you are somewhat in his good graces now. So what are you going to do with that?
So once I saw you earlier, my friend, that you perked up at the phase stabilizer. What do you know about a phase stabilizer?
Oh, well, I ran across one the other day. Unfortunately nobody in this town can make use of it. So it's currently in the bank. It's collateral for a loan that I took out to buy supplies to sell back to the town. So unfortunately, it's not currently in my possession. It's currently in the bank, and I cannot get it back until I repay the rest of the loan. It's still 163 gold for the rest of the loan.
Hi, man. Where is this bank?
Bank.
You guys can see the bank pretty easily. It's at the end of the street.
Oh.
Wow, it's wild. I didn't notice that bank earlier.
I just grab Reth's shoulders and just pivot him.
There it is.
That one there.
Cool.
How and that bank, bank. Do they do like like deposit boxes type situation? What is this bank like? Is there like bank tellers? How does it work?
Well, there's the bank manager, Kenneth Bell. If you want to know more about anything going on at the bank, you can talk to her about it.
Do they have good coverage?
But what's like paint?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what are, is this place esteemed? Is it doing all right? Do they need a couple of pointers on how to handle their pockets? I mean, their money.
I wouldn't imagine.
If you thought of like the first 3 numbers that came to the top of your head.
How many cameras do they have in this establishment?
Camera?
Hey, Reth, pulls aside Reth. Reth, I think if they haven't found out about racism yet, then they probably don't have cameras yet. Just a wild idea.
Cool.
Okay, cool. All right.
If you had to spin something clockwise and then counterclockwise and then back clockwise, at what points would you stop?
Hypothetically speaking, of course.
And then there's also a follow-up question. Do you happen to have a stethoscope?
Yes, well, I have one. I have one inside. It only costs 30 gold pieces.
Yeah, maybe not worth it. It's okay. I've got some. I've got a red solo cup that I can hollow out.
30 gold pieces for what now?
It's very advanced medical technology. What do you expect?
Well,
I don't need to pay $30 to know that I make everybody's
you
heart
do know
beat
I'm
faster.
You do know I'm a professional surgeon.
Oh, well, wonderful. It seems you already have one.
Yeah,
Or at least would. I would hope so.
Well, you see, in our travels in the great long desert, I seem to be out of some tools, and it'd be such a favor for us if you would lend us at least this stethoscope.
I don't do favors. I do deals.
Well, seeing as we already did you a solid, my guy, I feel like part of a deal could be sweetened here to begin with.
Yeah, that little green fellow was really powerful and fast and strong and
broke
handsome.
up a sweat more than usual.
I didn't eat all of the mushrooms.
Oh my goodness. He says, I greatly appreciate what you've done, but unfortunately that does not entitle you to my stock.
Well, we do appreciate your kindness, good sir, and just double checking again. 3 numbers. If you had to pick 3 numbers.
Just off the top of your head,
He just looks at me and says, "Thank you again for finding this item for me," and he walks back into the shop.
I miss Severus Snape.
Well,
Huddle.
I foresee a bank manager in our future here.
So, I think we have 3 options. Number 1, find out how to make money and spend it, which none of us want to spend money. Are you kidding me?
Nor want to make money.
Yeah, goodness, no. That's horrible. Why would you ever make money when you can just have things given to you? Number 2, one of us becomes the bank manager. Or number 3, we rob the bank.
That was the only option I was considering.
Or option 4, we marry the bank manager.
You know what?
Develop a loving relationship. 32 years in the making. And then
Could I
4
be
days,
the godfather?
4 days. No, we're all getting married here.
Oh,
4 days.
the polycule.
I like this idea.
4 days before the anniversary, 33rd anniversary, we take those keys.
You guys are like
That's
very long
so
term.
far away. I don't know.
Or
if I have that
we just go
commitment.
option 3. Option 3 sounds good to me, actually.
Why don't we kind of blend option 3 and option 4 together?
Are we about to form a Mission Impossible montage plan?
Oh dear.
Reth puts his hand in the center of the group.
Go team.
Go team. The Trinity is formed.
Yahoo!
Okay. How are we going to go about this? I assume Sandy is going to try and pursue marriage.
Every day. Till I succeed.
While that's happening, I'm thinking I sneak up onto the roof. 'Cause I'm magic. And I hop on in
You
to
gonna
the vaults.
You walk on it.
I walk on in to the vaults. I snag the... You know what? I'm going to say it, guys. The thing that is supposed to stabilize our life, I snag it. Okay? We consider selling it after, but I snag it. Okay? Our wizard friend uses some wizard spells to cause a distraction so I can escape.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Come on. Reth, you got it. You got to know some spells after all those mushrooms, right?
Reth is reading.
Rendering.
I just imagine Reth just flipping through a book, just glazed eyes.
Reth hasn't been a wizard for too long, okay?
It's like written in like crayon.
So do you guys not want to like scope out the location first? You guys don't even know
It
what you're
was so
walking
fast
into.
already. I didn't know. I didn't know you were just gonna jump into the vault that fast.
Well,
This was just the plan.
I thought that we
Oh, okay.
decided we were going to start a montage. I mean, it probably would
okay.
make sense to understand like what it looks like first in reality, but
Going
of
in
course.
completely blind.
I think a first impression would make a great first impression, right? So a hot presence as we walk in, stroll, introduce ourselves, maybe.
Walk in.
Exactly. Get a date, perchance.
All right, so we're going to do a chemistry test first, you say?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. Here, let's go. You go chemistry test the the bank manager, and we'll
Is the
chemistry test the roof.
Is the bank manager hot, first of all? What am I working with here?
So you go in and you enter the bank, and it's easily the nicest place you've been in so far in this entire town. You go inside and you're immediately greeted by this human woman, who looks at you and she says, "Oh, hi, welcome to the Indigo's Hope Bank. Well, how can I help you today?"
I'm here to take out a loan. A loan on love.
Well, I'm not sure if we deal in that currency.
Everybody can gamble a little bit. You can gamble on fate once in a while, can't you? We're all just here on this plane, existing, hoping, dreaming, yearning.
Go ahead and give me a charisma check.
Yeah, boy, let's go. 17.
17. And so she leans on the counter. She says, "Well, let's see what we can do."
Let's see indeed what you got to offer here.
Well, so What exactly is your? How are you going through this right now?
I would be open to opening an account of any sort. With a little tour. I'm curious. Like, what do you got to offer? What is this place all about? Show me the.
Oh well, we have cash loans, obviously. So are you trying to specifically find the stabilizer where that is?
Of course.
All right. So what exactly is your game plan for trying to find that specifically?
Get her to walk me around here. Get some eyes on it.
I don't think you're gonna be able to get eyes on it unless he starts taking you into vaults.
I'll get her to take me into vault. Heard of 7 minutes in heaven?
Oh dear.
Yeah, you keep testing that chemistry, and we'll keep testing the chemistry with all these different vaults. And yeah, the goal is to kind of look around and try to be like, is there information about like, how do you find out what's in each vault? Is there paperwork? Is there labels on doors that say this is where the stabilizer is?
I mean, you could try to question like, what's the coolest thing you have here?
So, besides me, what's the fanciest thing you've ever seen come through here?
And she says, "Oh well, Mr. Witherbloom, the owner of the general store here, he brought in a really interesting object a couple of weeks ago that he used to take out a loan on some things for his general store. It's stored in a Vault 3 over on the northern side of the building, up against the wall. It's some weird piece. It's in the collateral vault. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's very interesting."
Reth grabs Walken and says, "Hey man, now that we kind of got a general idea, we got to play this safe. So I'm going to cast invisibility on you to make sure for 1 hour you can get into that vault."
Hold on, real quick. I like what you're thinking, but what if we use that to get out of the vault after I sneak in with a signature from Mr. Witherbloom himself?
If that's what you prefer.
Check this out. And then he's going to leave the bank and, using his forgery kit, make a forgery sign of permission for us to enter his vault. Which, of course, you guys can tell Walken at any point, "Hey, stop." Why am I still in this voice? You can tell Walken at any voice at any point that he can stop forging paperwork if you guys think that's unwise. Unless we think that's the best course of action.
It's chaotic. I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm always... I
can lean on the
hardly
counter
know
and be
what's
like,
going on.
"Oh, Witherbloom, you say, huh? Well, I may have just, saved his whole livelihood. Yeah, no small feat, but,
All right, well, go ahead and give me a deception check and if you don't already have proficiency with deception, you would be able to add proficiency onto this check.
Okay, so
but you can't do double proficiency.
Okay, so it's going to be a +5 then to the roll. All right. Forging paperwork.
Forging these documents.
Got 14. How do they look?
14. So with a 14, we'll say you go in there, and how do you present this to her? How are you going about this?
He's going to it's all folded up and in an envelope, all fancy. It even has the little sorry to touch the mic. It has a little wax seal on it that even has the WB, the Witherbloom. Because he assumes that Witherbloom's a fancy fellow, right? He's a tall, handsome wood elf. Wow. And with long handwriting. So this took him a long time because he's got tiny hands. But he had to replicate that tall handwriting with that long fingers. But Walken Christopher is going to hold it up to the person that Sandy is currently risen and saying, "Hey, you two can get a room, and meanwhile we need to go check out this vault. We have a special seal here of approval from Mr. Witherbloom."
She takes it and she says, "Well, unfortunately, Mr. Witherbloom should know the rules. He's not allowed to recover or see the collateral until the loan is completely repaid in full."
Oh, what a naughty boy. My apologies on behalf of him. And then just look big eyes at Reth.
Reth's eyes are already big.
Oh, well, in moments like this, you step outside and you do another montage, am I right?
How into me is this bank manager right now?
Not enough to completely throw away her job.
What can I do to change that?
Do you know?
Nothing. She cares more about her job than
No,
she
she
does.
doesn't. She cares more about me. I can see it in her eyes.
So
The sparks are flying.
walking like a little child is going to tug on your shirt or armor or whatever your monk wears, and it's going to say, "Do you really love her?
Love is not real.
Because if you really need her, I can help.
Oh dear.
I'm
And
scared.
do you accept?" And then he puts out a hand for a handshake.
I'm open to anything at this point. Sure, why not, little buddy? Whatever you got for me.
All right, so then he's going to find a spot to cast Charm Person
Okay.
on the bank manager.
Go ahead and read that off to me.
You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw, and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you.
Interesting.
Duration of 1 hour.
All right. So go ahead and mark that off.
All right.
And what is the spell save DC?
The spell save DC is not high. It's 12. I'm so sorry.
Well, she got a 4. So the spell succeeds, and she is now charmed specifically by Walken Christopher.
Ma'am, what is your name?
Oh well, I'm Kenneth Bell, the manager of the bank.
Kenneth, can't you see that this man right here, Sandy, cares deeply for you?
Looking at my eyes. Look at these baby brown eyes.
He wants to take you out for a nice evening in Mr. Witherbloom's vault. If you could escort us, and then you can get to know each other, have a candlelight dinner. I'll play music.
On my didgeridoo.
You don't have that anymore. You gave it away.
Oh, I forgot.
It's just been looking out the window.
There could be
while this
different
is happening.
didgeridoos out here. We don't know.
So we'll say that she says, "Well, I guess I can at least take you to look at it all. There's some cool stuff in there." So she leads you deeper into this bank. She goes to this big vault door. She starts inputting a code, and right as she finishes the code, you hear this huge bang, and the building kind of shakes. And then she pulls open the vault door, and you see this gaping hole at the end of the vault that is open to outside. And as you're looking in, you see a bunch of people standing inside, and they all look at you as you enter, and they all are wearing these big paper mache goblin masks that are completely enveloping their head, and they look at you, and you see that one of them is holding what you recognize as the phase stabilizer. And as this is all happening, they all leap out onto some wagons and carriages, and they take off away from the bank.
And whispering to Reth, "Oh man, we were gonna steal that."
That was my just married wagon.
I forget the lady's name again. What was it?
Kenneth?
Kenneth, do you have anything fast?
She's like freaking out now. She's like, that was the Greenskin gang. They just stole a bunch of stuff from the bank.
Kenneth, we're friends here. Can we use a different term, please? It's getting offensive.
That's what they call themselves. They call themselves the Greenskin gang.
Well, we can be better. Okay, Kenneth. Okay.
Progression can happen on all levels.
You speak, Reth. You speak your truth.
So not cool, man.
Underneath, we all bleed the same.
Yeah. Put it
And
here, everybody.
I will remind you guys that as I described earlier, there is a stable in town.
Stabilize me. Stabilize that stable.
A stable of horses?
Of horses,
Okay,
yes.
just gotta make sure.
As
Used to this place.
self-proclaimed heroes, I believe that we can convince this town to let us use their stables here.
So, quick huddle. Also, how much time has passed since the charm spell?
Like maybe 2 minutes.
Okay, so, hey guys, so I know that they just robbed the bank. Nobody else knows that yet. We might want to get out of here. And it also happens that our friend here will know that they, I won't say they were deceived, but there was some magic. So maybe we should, take him with us for precaution. Leave him with enough food and water somewhere while we get our stabilizer.
You know, man, I'm not usually down for this kind of thing, but I think you got the right idea.
Neither am I, but also she is racist, so...
Yeah, and I really don't want
There's
to.
always something wrong with the hot ones.
Okay, well, next step of action is to hop through that hole over there, take our friend with us, and just walk out into the desert. Let's probably follow these tracks.
You guys are going to walk after?
Just thinking the same thing. Do we have water?
All right, walking, Christopher.
Oh, that's my bad. That's just my first reaction. I just like walking places.
Sorry, my Lamborghinis have a mileage limiter here.
Are we ignoring the stable then?
How about this? I walk with our friend here. You guys go get some horses, and we get the heck on out of here.
Hold your horses. We'll be right back.
Ah, thank you.
Breath
Thank you.
grabs onto the back of your shirt. Lead the way.
While they're getting horses, Walken will take the chance to kind of examine the room and probably talk with, I forget her name already.
Kennis.
Talk with Kennis about, like, what's in it, you know, kind of getting a guide of, like, what the heck is this vault? Why is it so special?
Oh, she explains to you that it's the collateral vault. There's just a bunch of, things that people give to ensure that they give to the bank manager until the loan is paid back, and stuff like that. And then, so are you guys hopping out the hole that was blasted into the bank?
Yeah. I'm going to do a flip on the way out.
I definitely did not trip on my way out.
As you guys are exiting from that hole, you see Sheriff Taylor Waters. He is a couple feet away. His entire right half of his body is blackened and singed. He's like kind of on the ground. He says, and he looks at you as you exit. And he says, "Did you all see the greenskin gang leaving?"
We did, yeah. And as we've proved before, we can stop these fellas. So
He says, "Well, I'm in no shape to give chase to them right now, and I also can't leave the town in case they're planning on circling back to rob us again. So, if you all could go after them, I assure you there will be a lot of gratitude for you and a lot of reward."
yeah, I feel like it's finders keepers. YOLO. Anyway, what do you got for us, my home slice, to get us on our journey here?
He says, "There's a stable run by Harold Hardelson. He's a bit of a unique character, but you should be able to take the horses from him. He won't mind."
Okay, can I, Harry Hufflepuff, can I go, Harrison? Harry Hufflepuff, I'm gonna go talk to this guy.
Okay. So you got to talk to Harold.
No, Harry Hufflepuff.
No, Harry Hufflepuff. You go and you try to speak to him, and he barely speaks common. He's not very fluent in it. He just says, "Horse?
Oui, une baguette."
Mais monsieur.
You guys are able to successfully get the horses from him.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You answered my question.
Walken while talking to Canis is like anticipating that the spell like will end and Canis might report them to the police, and so he's just like starting to walk out with her into the desert following the track and keeps like looking back at the town like hoping to see horses coming at some point.
And then you guys,
So
you guys are going through with the horses. So you guys have 3 riding horses with you, right? There's 2 for you guys and then 1 for Mitch.
How many horses total were there?
I don't know. Why?
I want to stand on 2, 1 leg on each.
Good luck with
I can do it.
I don't think you'll can.
I can do it.
I don't think you'll can.
There's a skill
haven't
called
seen my
I don't
thighs.
think you can.
There's a skill called animal handling.
There's not a skill for trying to keep the horses running at the same pace at the same distance from each other.
I saw it been done before. Gladiators do this, man. I got this. Don't underestimate me.
Maybe you can like attempt a little bit.
I'm attempting a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you can definitely do that while you're bringing the horse for Christopher. So go ahead and give me back to back an animal handling check first. What is that?
I don't want to talk about it.
What is it?
According to my sheet, I believe this says negative.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a 2.
So you start standing up onto this horse, and you reach out to put your foot on the other one, and it just bolts away, and you just fall flat onto the ground.
Cool. I like life. Come back, baby.
Wait, is that my horse? Come back. Come back.
Okay, so you guys are now all officially mounted up. I'm assuming you have left Kenneth in the desert.
It sounds so wrong.
It's accurate to what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, we would take her very far away. Let's see if I have any rations to give her. I don't.
We'll just spin her around and like.
Does anyone have rations to give the woman before we leave her to die? I'm sorry. I didn't think of this plan all the way through.
Where do you even see that?
I can give her the drink, a little umbrella for my drink.
If you look in equipment, sometimes it'll say like Explorer's Pack or something,
I have Explorer's Pack.
and it'll put like
Did I not write down what was in it?
Nope.
No, you have it on mine though.
Okay, if it says Explorer's Pack, you should have like
I think you
was
should
it
have some
5 or
rations.
10 rations,
Something like that.
If you could just give her a little bit,
And
so
she
that
was too thirsty to begin with. We're fine.
I only have a bag of sand, but I think she has plenty of that out here.
I'm a bag of sand.
Now, you guys are my friends, and we do good hero work, quotation marks, together. And as heroes, perhaps we shouldn't leave this woman to die. Seeing that she
Explorer's
is,
Pack does have 10 days of rations.
yeah, seeing that she is multiple days on foot away from town. Seeing that we took her out on the horse.
Multiple days?
Yeah.
Maybe just a
no.
day.
No, this is like 10 minutes, right?
We can walk that far.
No.
Well,
we can
because-
just flip her around and point her back to town. Honestly, just go home, Kenneth. Go back
and
to your
report
banks.
us to the police.
Go, girl.
No, she doesn't
Go.
see nothing. Go,
Shoot,
go
shoot.
home. Go home, girl. Lassie, go home. We don't want you anymore. It's like the scene in Air Bud when
You hear
throw the
that,
newspaper away.
Canis, my good friend? Go home and really try and think about our good memories together, okay?
But forget all of our names.
And so Walken is having an inner monologue of, they don't know that Canis is going to realize that she was charmed and going to report us to the police. I have screwed us all. Why does this keep happening to me? Anyways, that's the inner monologue. And then hopefully Canis is just walking blindly towards town to
Yeah,
inevitably
you
ruin
point
us.
her in where you think is about the right way to get back to town.
she's
And you
she's
guys
fine.
ride after the Greenskin gang, which is driving away right now. Go ahead and everybody give me animal handling checks.
Oh,
Which one do I do for that?
21.
The D20.
18.
1.
So, Sandy and Christopher both are driving their horses really well. They are kicking them into gear, and Reth is just kind of zoned out, just loving being on a horse right now.
I'm on a horse. I'm on a horse.
It's not the size of the saddle, it's the motion of the ocean, baby.
Red's body's like hanging off towards the side a little bit.
But eventually, after a bit of hard riding, you guys, with Reth trailing a little bit, catch up to the Greenskin gang. They're kicking dust up in the air. There are 2 wagons and 1 carriage. And as you approach, they see you and they look behind them, and they get ready for battle. What is your guys' next move?
Ooh. Horseback battle? Horseback battle? How close are we
I
to the
was just about
wagons?
to ask the same thing.
You guys currently are still probably how fast can a horse move?
How
Fast
fast
as your mom.
Oh! How fast horse? Guys, okay. There's so many
Horse is
awesome
so fast.
horse fighting scenes, like Indiana Jones. Or what was the one with the cowboy in the white hat?
The Lone Ranger?
The Lone Ranger.
Yeah, you guys are probably about like 500 feet away right now.
Oh my
500
gosh.
feet.
I'm probably Walking Christopher's probably just gonna kick Lassie into gear and go giddy up.
What kind of artillery we all carrying here? How equipped are y'all?
Not too much, but hey, we'll wing it.
I have a stick.
Check this out, and pulls a bow out of you can imagine he's wearing
And
like
that's a stick with string.
you can imagine that Walking Christopher's like dressed up as like your typical like bishop, like trying to be a religious dude, but then he just pulls out this like bow, and you can see like daggers underneath like the robe and stuff. So, anyways,
I got my bar, my saloon darts, and a stick.
Well, I have a dagger,
You also have magic.
and I have magic.
It's not in your mushrooms?
Other than those ones.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are going to go and do battle with the Greenskin gang. And as you approach, I just want to reiterate that these look like just normal guys who are just wearing goblin masks. Like, they are not like actual goblins. They just are wearing goblin masks.
huh? It's obvious they're trying to create racism.
Create racism.
It's
Right.
classic social commentary, like the Boston Tea Party.
All right, everybody, go ahead and roll for initiative. You're going to add your initiative modifier.
I got 11.
What's the initiative modifier?
It's right above your health.
You're right above my health.
I am, and that is the direction.
Yours
So what'd you get,
said-
Mitch?
I got 11. Yours says +3.
Mine says +3?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have high dexterity.
Oh my gosh. That's the biggest number on the thing. Yay! $5 footlong.
11.
We didn't roll super high, guys. That's all right, though.
I think I'm going to get an arrow in my butt. Shrek style today.
Don't worry, I'm a good shot.
Okay, and so we'll say that as combat starts, you guys are your horses can move 60 feet per turn. You guys are, I'll say, probably about like roughly 100 feet away by the time combat starts.
Ooh.
Okay, so first off, so the way that the carriages are, that all these vehicles are set up, there is the carriage in the center, leading a little bit, with the two wagons flanking it on either side, about like 15 feet behind. So first off is one of the people in the wagon on the left is going to fire his short bow, and he's going to fire it at Sandy. At this distance, he will have disadvantage,
Cool.
which is good because that first one was a 19. Very good he had disadvantage, because that means it's only 19 instead of a natural 20. And so that would put him up to a 23 to hit, which I believe does hit.
Yeah.
And that
Arrow
will
in
be
the butt.
a d6 of damage, but you do have an ability. I forget what it's called.
Deflect missiles.
Yes.
If you are hit by a range attack, you may decrease the damage by a d10 and a d6. Right? 1d10 plus 6.
So 1d10, and then add a 6 to your result, which
Okay.
he rolled a 3 damage. So that means whatever you roll, no matter what, you're going to negate all that damage.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, 13.
Okay, so as this arrow sails towards you, you look at it, and you just grab it right out of the air as it's coming towards you.
Not today, chicken.
And then next, we move on to Mitch.
So just for a visual of Sandy Amberg, they just have their Hawaiian shirt just flowing in the wind as they're on horseback.
holding this
Holding an arrow,
arrow
from
that
their
was about
face.
to catch my face.
That's beautiful.
Curly hair flowing in the wind.
That is absolutely stunning.
Somehow still sipping alcohol from the, the Emporium.
Walken feels jealous. If they're 100 feet away, then Walken is going to. So can we see the? Oh shoot! Can we see the stabilizer?
You cannot see into any of the wagons right now.
Oh, but assumingly it's in one of the two wagons, not the carriage.
You don't know.
It's in any of those three.
Yeah.
Freaking cool.
I mean, after you get closer to the wagons, you'll be able to see into them. It's just from this distance you cannot see into the wagons. But after you get close enough, you're confident that you would be able to see everything that is in them.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my channel divinity to invoke duplicity. So what this means, I'll just read it out. You can use your channel divinity to create an illusory duplicate of yourself. As an action, you create a perfect illusion of yourself that lasts for 1 minute or until you lose your concentration. The illusion appears in an unoccupied space that you can see within 30 feet of you. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the illusion up to 30 feet to a space you can see, but it must remain within 120 feet of you. For the duration, you can cast spells as though you were in the illusion space, but you must use your own senses. And then there's it'll give me advantage if we're close to the same creature.
Yeah, just the thing is right now, if you cast that, you will immediately leave it behind.
You're right.
Because it can only move 30 feet per turn, and currently
Yeah.
on your horses you can move 60.
I thought I could cast it farther away, but it's okay because we'll get closer. Because I'm going to charge that horse 60 feet closer, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm 40 feet within the carriage?
Yep.
Okay. At that point, I'm going to shoot my short bow
Okay.
at the hunk who shot at Sandy because that wasn't cool.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it.
Okay. I think it's +5. No, it's hold on. Yeah, +5. 7.
That's a miss.
That's a trash
Your arrow
roll.
sails through the air. You're not used to firing from horseback, and so you fire and it sails through the air and just goes off in the completely wrong direction. Next up is Sarah.
How close are we?
If you move your horse's maximum distance, you'll be about 40 feet away.
Oh, that's perfect. And how many of these guys are?
There are 2 on each of the vehicles.
Perfect. I really want to throw my magic missile at all of them.
Oh, excellent.
So, I'll be able to create 3 glowing darts, so I guess only 3.
Yeah. And so you can split those up however you want. You can put all of them on one or split them up.
I would prefer to split them up. That way we can get more of them.
And you can cast that with a 2nd level spell to give yourself an extra dart.
Do I just say yes to that?
Do you want 3 or 4?
Yeah, you would be losing a 2nd level spell slot instead of a 1st level spell slot, of which you have less 2nd level spell slots. So, because if you flip to the back of your character sheet, then that's where your spell sheets are. Not your spell sheets, your spell slots.
It's on a 4? Is that what you're saying right there?
No, so you'll be using a
Oh,
2nd level
level.
spell slot instead if you want to have an extra dart.
I'll stick with just the 3.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so where do you want to put those on?
We'll put them on 1 man on each wagon.
Okay, sounds good. And so those do automatically hit. So go ahead and roll the damage for those. And you're going to roll each one individually.
Is it still the 21?
No, so it's the D4. That's the weird
The
pyramid
triangle,
one.
the pyramid.
The one that's this one?
Yes.
1.
Is it plus anything on the card, or is it just the what you roll?
It says deals 1d4 plus 1.
Okay, so then that would be 2 damage for that one.
And you're saying I'm doing it for all of them?
Yes.
2.
2 plus
1. So 3.
Okay.
And then 5.
Ooh. Owie.
All right. Okay, so they all get walloped by these darts of energy. But obviously, none of them are down yet. That didn't hurt them too much. So we will move on to this. This was one of the ones that just got smacked. This is the one in the right wagon. He is going to fire his bow at the mage that just fired off these magic missiles. And he does not have disadvantage because you are within his range. Ooh, that is an 18. So he's going to deal 8 damage to you, Sarah.
Can I use my shield?
I don't think so. What does it say on your shield?
An invisible barrier of magical force appears and protects you. Until the start of your next turn, you have +5 bonus to AC, including against the triggering attack, and take
What does it say for its
damage.
casting time?
Duration 1 round. Or 1 reaction, my bad.
Oh, so you can use your reaction to cast that.
I want to put my shield on.
All right. Okay. So how does that help again?
What?
How does that help?
It just says an invisible barrier of magical force appears and protects you. Until the start of your next turn, you have +5 bonus to AC, including against the triggering attack, and you take no damage from magic missile.
What'd you roll on the attack,
so,
though?
an 18. So that's
So
not gonna
it's
help.
still hit.
It's still hit.
Yeah, so it's probably not worth it right now.
Yeah.
Can I take that back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you take 8 damage. All right. Now on to the next one. This one is also going to fire his bow. This one is going to fire it at Mitch. No! That is going to be a 15.
That hits. Owie.
Okay, that is going to be 5 damage.
Owie. Ow.
Oh.
Ow. You hit me. Okay.
All right, next is Rachel.
So now they've taken 2 hits. I'm still clutching this arrow. Am I closer than the 40 feet now?
Now you are up to that 40 feet away.
Cool. I have nothing within range to get to them yet. I don't really know what to do right now.
I don't really think there is anything that you can do right now because you're a pretty melee focused class.
Throw the arrow.
Just out of
Throw
spite,
the arrow.
Just chuck this arrow.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna hit anything. But you can certainly make a statement.
You bastards.
All right, moving on. Next one. This one's gonna fire at Rachel. At Sandy, that is only going to be a 10 to hit.
And that's against my armor class?
Yes.
15. Let's go.
That's a miss.
I'm invincible. My Hawaiian
Next
shirt
one.
survives.
This one is firing at Mitch.
Oh, no.
Oh, that is a 7.
Huh.
A miss.
You missed me.
And the last one is firing at Sarah again. That rolled for like 10 seconds straight. That is going to be a 9 total against your armor class.
Which is a 10.
That's a miss. Okay. And then that is the end of that first round. So now we move to the next round of combat. Okay, so first off, this one is firing at Rachel again. That is going to be a 12.
Ahaha. I'm a 15, baby.
All right. He
15,
misses.
there's still time for you. And time for me to avoid you.
Mitch, your turn.
All right. So, Walken Chris. I don't need to do this voice the whole time. Walken Christopher is going to ride up to within like 20, 25 feet. Okay. He's not going to ride all the way up to the carriage because then he's going to use his channel divinity to invoke duplicity to make that clone
Okay.
on. Ooh, do I want to go left, middle, or right? That's a good question.
Are you asking us?
I am. I look back at my friends and I point at each one. And then which one do you guys point at?
Reth points to the right.
Pick number 3, me lord.
Number 3, me lord. Okay, and so then, like, of course, Walken Christopher adjusts the horse a little bit and then creates the clone, like, right there on the carriage with them. And it's there, and it's going to do something cool next turn, I promise. Right now, there's just a ghost-like. No, it's a perfect image
illusion.
of.
So you guys just suddenly see a second Christopher just on top of that wagon now.
Salute the little dude. Go with your god, man.
Walken Christopher goes, divine retribution, all right? And then just stands there.
All right.
Little dude on a carriage.
Next up is Sarah.
I wasn't even thinking about the next round. What's happening besides what just happened with Christopher Walken?
Nothing much
Walken
has
Christopher.
changed.
Can I throw something else again at them?
It depends on what.
Acid splash?
What's the range on it?
60.
Yeah.
Then let's do some more damage to them.
All right.
So I'm gonna hurl a bubble of acid at them.
Who do you want to target that at?
There's still only one of each on the wagon, or there's still two of each,
yes.
right? And you went to which wagon?
The one on the right, yeah.
So let's go middle.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm targeting one of the ones on top of the carriage.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Hurl your acid splash. So go ahead and make an attack roll. And you'll be adding your spell attack modifier, which is on the back of your character sheet.
So +5.
Yes. Whatever you roll, you're going to add 5 to.
Okay. And which dice?
The d20.
So 9.
9 total. That is a miss.
Great. That's so cool.
So this glob of acid just twirls through the air, then just splats into the ground. All right. Now,
Do you think that Reth Sogan would do a Seth Rogen laugh after that?
No, can't do it. I've been listening to it laugh for days now, and I still can't do it.
okay. Now it's time for this is one of the ones on the carriage on the right. This one is going to fire at Mitch since Mitch is riding up to him right now.
Me or the clone?
At you specifically. That is going to be a unnatural 20,
Yeah.
dealing a total of 5 damage.
Youch. Okay. Walking Christopher takes another arrow and goes, oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have anybody that has much health in this group.
But wait. Oh, this is for creatures. I was going to say you may touch a creature to heal it for up to 3 health points.
Creature is any living thing.
Oh, you're a creature, my friend.
I am a creature.
Okay, this next one is going to fire his. This one on the carriage is going to fire his bow at the wizard that just tried to hurl acid. Oh, that is going to be a total of 17. Which will be dealing 3 damage.
To me,
Yes. What are you at now?
9. Well, not now. Now I'm at. Did you hear me?
You're at
7?
7?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
All
I'm
right.
at 6. I'm at 6.
Oh. Now it is Rachel's turn.
Now it's my turn.
Yes, and now you can get within range of these things.
Cool. I want to whack things.
All right.
I got me a stick. My homies that just got hurt, I'm going to target at least one of the these paper mache buffoons.
One of the ones on the carriage,
Sure.
because those are the ones that we're targeting Sarah.
Yep, let's do that.
All right, so you are going to. I'm going to say that as a monk, you definitely have the expertise needed to leap from your horse
Oh, yeah.
onto the carriage.
I am jumping Indiana Jones style. Wolverine, even, like, flying, stick first. Caca.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll for me then.
All right, remind me how to do this.
Roll the d20,
No.
and then add your attack modifier.
Which is...
Should be if you look in the attacks and spell casting, whatever weapon you're using.
The number that's immediately to the right of that.
whatever weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so attack bonus is 5 on my
Okay.
quarterstaff. 20.
20. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. And I'm assuming you're holding this in both hands.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that would be the D8.
Okay. D8 is this cat
Yep.
right here plus 3. So do me solid, baby. 5.
5. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Bonk.
All right, and then moving on. Now it's time for one of the ones on the wagon on the right. This one sees the illusion pop out of nowhere, and he says, "Ah!" And he's going to swing his sword at it. And he's going to miss the illusion, so he doesn't know that it's an illusion yet.
Haha,
He
gotcha.
just completely missed it. And then this is now the one that Sandy just smacked with the quarterstaff. So he's going to drop the bow and pull out his scimitar and try to slash at you. That is a 4.
Ha.
So he misses. And then finally, this last one is going to attempt to shoot at Mitch. This is the one on the left carriage. And that is going to be a total of 18.
That hits.
Dealing 6 damage.
I'm on 5 health points.
Woo! Back at the top. This one is going to fire at. He looks up at the carriage. He's going to attempt to fire at Andy.
Sandy, baby.
Sandy, that's my bad. That is going to be an 8.
Miss. Muchacho.
And now it is Mitch's turn.
Okay, so like I imagine that there's just like multiple arrows sticking out of Walking Christopher as he's just galloping on this horse, and he goes, "Oh, all right, I'm gonna go rest for a little bit, but my other guys got me covered," and he's gonna. So because I can keep that clone alive as long as it's within 120 feet of me, so I'm gonna back off 60 feet on my horse.
You do still have to use your senses in order to cast anything from it.
Yeah. Oh, so can I
So
thought
you can't like look through it.
Oh, so I can't touch touch through it?
To what effect?
Like if I have a touch spell, like inflicts
If you have a touch spell, that would still work.
Okay, yeah, because I would have him touch them to inflict wounds.
Okay.
Is there like a carriage driver, or are they all just kind of
Right now the horses are doing their own thing.
doing their own thing? Okay. Well, the one on that third wagon that fired at Walking Christopher is going to get targeted by the creepy green glowing hand of Christopher, of Walken's clone. Is he's just gonna go, you hurt me back there, and is gonna try and touch him.
Okay.
Just give him a good old back rub. So that's gonna be melee spell attack.
Yes.
Which is +4.
Mhm.
Okay. Which that is a total of 9.
I feel like
9?
that needs to be rerolled. That cable got in the way there.
Oh, because
No,
it's
it's
a miss.
So that's a miss, and that's
That's
the last
unfortunate.
of my. That's the last of my first level spell slots. So now we're on to level 2s.
Ooh, only 2 of those though.
It's okay. That just means
Um,
it'll hit even harder.
Sarah.
Okay, I got an idea. How heavy is this thing?
Like what?
The phase stabilizer. How heavy is this?
I'd say probably about 15 to 20 pounds.
That doesn't work anymore.
Oh.
Oh man. Can I throw my acid splash again?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
Let's try again. I gotta do better this time.
All right, go for it. Who are you targeting?
So actually, how close are 2 homies in the middle standing from each other?
They're standing about like 5 to 10 feet apart.
Perfect. So then I can actually throw it at both homies on the wagon.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna throw it at both of them.
Okay.
Do I have to do it twice then?
No, it's just one attack roll.
Oh.
Great.
Oh.
What is that?
So 1.
So you go to throw this acid acid splash, and as it leaves your hand, it just loses all momentum, and you just fly past it, and it just coyote times for a second in the air, and then just falls to the ground.
Oops. My bad.
Oh my goodness.
You know, we might be cutting a slice too big out of this pie.
This one is going to.
Pie?
Someone say pie. Someone say pie. This one is going to fire an arrow at Andy. That is going to be a 23. Oh, sorry, not 23. Just a 22. Just a 22. For 5 damage.
But I have my deflect
Okay,
missiles.
go for it.
So I can decrease the damage by a d10 plus 6. 11.
Okay, so yeah, so you grab another arrow out of the air.
And don't hit.
And it don't hit.
I'm so sexy.
This other one is also going to drop his bow. He's another one on the carriage. He is going to swing at you. Once again, Sandy. And that's going to be a 5. So that's another miss.
Just dodging everything.
Sandy's unstoppable.
Honestly. Now it is your turn.
Okay, so what's the status of paper mache homie that I attacked with my
You
quarterstaff?
attacked first. He's looking pretty rough. He's taken his paper mache is half crumpled.
Okay. I'm half tempted to do a little Scooby-Doo reveal, but also half tempted just to jump in the carriage and see if I see this thing. Can I do both of those things?
It sounds like you can only do one of those.
Oh. Scooby-Doo sounds so tempting, but maybe I'll do the smarter thing. I'm gonna hop into this carriage. And
All
see.
right, give me an acrobatics check. Is that a 1?
That's a 4.
It's a 4 total. So you grab the side of the carriage and you go to like kind of flip over and swing through the window, but as you go to flip over, you just kind of go horizontal and then just fall off the carriage and you hit the sand and then everything just flies past you.
Ow.
Next up, this is the one that is still trying to hack at the illusion of Christopher. So he's going to swing again. So that is a natural 1.
Wahoo!
He is fighting an illusion and losing.
Aren't we all?
Next one, this one. He unfortunately dropped his bow when he went to fight Sandy, who is no longer on the carriage. So he's gonna have to spend his action picking it back up. And the next one, this one is going to fire at Sarah again.
No, not Sarah.
That is going to be a 15. Dealing
No.
5 damage.
I'm at 1.
Ooh.
Am I gonna die?
So now that's the end of that combat round. And we go back up to the top. And at the start of this round, everybody, even through these carriages, through their normal rumbling, you feel the ground shake and rumble around you. And coming perpendicular towards the caravan, you see this kind of sand rising and being kicked up. And then out of a dune, you see just this giant sort of worm just shoot from the sand. This is like something that's like probably about as tall as you are, and just crashes through the carriage. Just the entire like bottom section is just gone. And as this happens, everything goes crazy. All the wagons kind of spin out and start to kind of tumble. The carriage just falls to the ground. Everybody falls off. And the caravan is completely stopped now. And unfortunately, all of the members of the Greenskin gang were caught up in those crashes. And it doesn't seem like any of them are moving now.
I am Lisan Al-Gaib.
We didn't kill one, guys.
I am Sandy.
We didn't take down a single one.
Hey,
They stole all our kills. I was
No.
gonna get at least one.
No, that was subconscious. As soon as I hit the sand, I called the worm to me.
Started the worm calling.
It was the rhythmic pounding of my heart against the sand.
Date?
So yeah, and so
Sandworm date?
as you guys got closer to the wagons, you did not see the phase stabilizer in the wagons. So it's likely it was in the carriage, and so now it seems like the worm has it.
oh man.
Well, first, we should probably go back there and pick up Sandy on the ground. And also, you don't look too good. Here, let me give you a hand. And puts a hand on your shoulder and casts... can I cast that at level 2?
Cure wounds?
Yeah, Cure Wounds.
You can upcast any spell.
Ooh! Okay, yeah, I'm going to upgrade Cure Wounds. So you're going to get quite the healing, actually. This might full health you.
You're such a good friend.
I
don't know what I would do without you.
Can we fist bump and that's how I do the Cure Wounds?
Rhett sticks his fist out.
And that heals you. What's my spell casting ability
That
modifier?
is wisdom. So whatever your wisdom modifier is.
Oh, So that's going to be only +2?
Yeah? It's your wisdom.
Dang, that's unfortunate. Okay, 4, 8. That's 11 points back.
Beautiful.
And I don't think Sandy took a single point of damage that
No.
just
Nope.
because of your deflection.
I bounce like a bouncy ball.
All right, so
Like a
now you
bowling
guys
ball.
are in the middle of the desert. The Greenskin Gang has gone through a very unfortunate accident, and a worm has now stolen the face stabilizer. I think we're going to end this session here. Thank you all for joining me. I'm very excited to see where this goes next session. Once again, I am Grayson Moon,
I'm Rachel.
I am Mitch.
And I'm Sarah.
and thank you for tuning in to Studios and Dragons.
Loot the races! Woo!